creative coding. This is held by ImagiLabs, as they said. So let's introduce them. Well, first, I'm Andrea. Currently I'm studying business and economics, but I'm a graduate of software developer. I'm an Imagine mentor, and originally I grew up in Venezuela, but I also have like strong Italian influence in my family. So that's me, and this is Nadia.
Yeah, so I work on the team full time, and as partnerships manager, my role is to really work with partners who might be hackathon groups, nonprofits, coding schools, companies, actual public and international schools to bring more kids interesting and innovative ways to learn how to code with our tools. And as you can hear from my voice, I'm originally from the US, but now I live in Stockholm, where ImagiLabs is based.
Yes, thank you. So this is ImagiLabs. It's a startup. It's created by these three women you see in the screen. They are friends, of course, but they also share a set of skills and the same vision and passion, which is this one. ImagiLabs' core vision is to equip and empower teenagers, just like you guys, to shape the. So because we know if technology is equal to the future, right? So, and woman, it's different to technology, then woman will be different to the future. And that's what we want to change. What we are doing this, and that's why we're happy to have you here. We want you to get into coding, like it, and change the world. So this is our product. On the right-hand side, you see the app, which is the one you see here in my phone screen as well. And on the hand side, the ImagiCharm, which is this one. Basically, you don't need the ImagiCharm, but it's really nice because you can connect it with the app and share your creations and wear it, say, in the jacket or in your bag or wherever you want. So you can show it to your friends, to your family, what your creations are. So that's pretty nice. Yes. So our requirement for today's workshop is the ImagiLabs app. Hope you have it already, but I can give a couple of minutes. Yes, exactly. This one is the icon, and you can find it in the App Store if you have iPhone, Google Play if you have Android. It's completely free. We recommend to use the phone version. In the worst case, you can use the web app as well, which is imagilabs.com/app. So please, in the chat, let us know or speak up if you have the app so we can get into it.
I guess we can wait for a couple of more minutes for everyone to download the app.
Yeah.
And if anyone did not know, the winners of the best mobile app crack at Elevate Hacks will get an ImagiCharm for free. So you can use it later on too.
Nice. Yes, so the app is ImagiLabs app, is the app that we are going to use today. You just need to download it so we can proceed with the workshop. You can find it or play preferably on the phone. If you don't have a phone for some reason, you can use the web app as well. But yeah, it's completely free, so please download it.
We have someone with their hand raised. You're welcome to speak up if you have a question.
Yeah, so I wanted to ask what exactly will we do in this session, because I'm not really feeling well.
Yes, so it's like a introduction with Python in a creative way. So we'll be creating something just like this, more or less. So the ImagiLabs app, basically you can get creative, use the colors you want, and we'll learn how to do it step by step. And yeah, using Python, of course. So
Oh, okay.
yeah. Nice. Great. Happy to hear that you download the app. Okay, so please create an account so we can keep going. Oopsie, that's my family. Okay, so let's get from the basics. If you have any troubles downloading the app, just speak up or say in the chat, we can help with that. Yes, so let's start with this matrix coding, which looks like a chessboard, but it's a way to you to visualize what you're doing and what you're coding as well. So this is how the computer understands what you want to say to the computer. So basically, we want to tell it, okay, computer, turn on this specific pixel, the one that is in the pink X, right? So how do we actually tell that to the computer in a way that it understands it? So we say, okay, go to the row F and the column number 3 and turn on that pixel. But we need to do it in a specific way. So this is how it looks like in the ImagiCharm, or in the ImagiLabs app. So we need that to use this format, right? So first we say M, then row, and then column. But what does this mean, the M? The M's go for the matrix that we are using. So we say, take this matrix and then put the number of the row is the pixel you want to turn on, and then put the number of the column is the pixel you want to turn on, and then equal to on. So if we want to turn on this specific pixel, we need to say the row number and the column number. So this is key that you memorize this because it's like the very basics. You need to make it work basically. So this is how it would look like. So we say, take this matrix, go for row number 2, and then in column number 3, and turn that pixel on. And this is how it should look like. So to practice that, we can go to the app. So open your app in your phones or in the web. And we want to create a new project. The way we do it is you go on the Create tab, which is here. If you see my phone, it's like with a heart icon. So we go there. I have a bunch of projects already done, but I want a new one. So I'm going to press the plus button here. So here you have 2 options, either create a blank project or using a template. For now, we are going to use a blank project. It looks a little bit different than this one because it's a new version. So it's completely empty, but we give some line of codes. So shall we use this one? This is how it looks, the web app. If you're using the web app, you need to go to the Create tab as well. And yeah, just write your code. Yes, so let's write this specific line of code. Let's say, first we say the M for the matrix we want to use. Then we use the brackets. We open the brackets and we say, okay, we need to put the row number. So let's go for the 2. Then we close the brackets and we have to open it again, okay, to put the column number this time, which was 3. And then we close it and we need to specify that is equal to on. So the computer understands, okay, you want this specific location to turn it on. Okay, so we run it in the green button, and then we say preview to see if it works, what's going on. Okay, it looks pretty similar, right? So we say to the computer, okay, take this matrix, go to row number 2, and then column number 3, and turn it on. And this, guys, is the basic on how to proceed and create like wherever you want, wherever is in your imagination, okay? So yes, this is the web version. This is how it looks like if you are using it. So you just have to run the my code button, and that's it. So yes, now the challenge is based on what we just based on what we just learned, how to turn on a specific pixel. How do we create this smiley face using Python? Okay, so let's think about it. If you know how to do it, proceed. And if you can, or if you want, show it to your camera. But yeah, I think I also have an idea how to do it. If you manage to do this, I would be very glad of you. You absolutely got how to turn on pixels. And if you don't worry, we will practice it a lot. Okay. I think it will be 5. And sometimes when we use this type of notations and we are not sure what we're doing or if we are doing correctly, if we're choosing the correct pixel. Yeah, exactly. That's really nice, Nadia. That's how it should look like. So we will be doing it together. So we learn how to manage. But yeah, sometimes we are not sure which pixel we are turning on. So we can run the code we have for now, which is the green button, which says run, to see how it's going. We see that we have a success message that there is no errors in our code. And then we preview it in the pink button. This is how it's looking for me. It's kind of weird. So I know like it's a bit to the right, so I'm going to check that out. Okay, yeah. 2, 2, 2, 2, 3. Yeah, here is my left eye was a bit to the right. So I changed that number and I can run it again and preview it. And this is how it looks like now. So I just need to finish my face, basically. So let's do that. 2 equal to on. And if you see, we facilitate some of the, oopsie, not 64. We don't want 64. At the beginning, it's like quite tricky to get fast on it, but you will get into it. So M6, close, open, 3. If you have any questions, write in the chat, of course. Okay, we go for the 3, 6, and then 4. And sometimes it's really nice to think about the chessboard in your minds to see how it's going, how many pixels you have to turn on. Okay, I think that I'm almost done.
A lot of people beat you, Andrea. They went faster than you. A lot of people are done.
No way, what? That's nice, actually. No, wait, it's 5. I'm glad you know this. Then this will be super fast for you. Okay, I'm going to run it and preview it, and I made it. Okay. Oh wait, a lot of people is saying, nice. I'm so glad of you guys. Okay, you did this. I encourage you to every project you do, save it with a name. Here underscore you can put whatever you want, something that you can recognize afterwards. I'm going to put smiley, smiley, say elevate, so I know that I created with you. Save it, and it's saved. So afterward, I can go into it and modify it if I want, or share it. Yes, so let's keep going. This is the code if you want to check it out, but if you made the smiley face, you got this right. Yes, okay. So now I'm going to introduce the colors. So sometimes we want to, give some spice, some creativity, something that modifies a little bit your code, and this is with colors. So these are some of the basic colors we provide you, which are the R, O, Y, G, A, B, P, M. So each of them represents a color. So the R goes for red, O for orange, Y for yellow, then green. This is like aqua, then blue, purple, and magenta. So each of them is a color that you can use in your code to make it nicer and more personalized, of course. So also we have the RGB colors. And maybe some of you have heard of this before, but RGB basically stands for red, green, and blue. Yeah, exactly, red, green, and blue. And it's a combination of these three colors that you can create other colors, right? So remember the name, because the first, like the RGB stands for red, then you have to put the green and then the blue, like which intensity you want for each color. It would look something like this. So if we want pure blue, we say, okay, RGB, open brackets, 0, which would be for red, remember the R, then 0 for green, and then 255 for blue. So you take no red, no green, but only blue, and that would give you this blue color. And why 255? Well, that's the highest number you can use. You can go higher than that, but yeah, lower than that you can do it. Then if we want red, you just use 255 for red and 0 green, 0 blue, and the same for the green, but you don't take red or blue, just green. Then if you have a different color, for example, this pink or magenta, you need a combination of colors. In this case would be red, no green, but blue. Then if we have the aqua, we need a combination of a little bit of red and a little bit of blue. Green and blue. Don't mess it up. Sometimes I do it, so I almost remember the RGB, how it's named. So I know the first one is for the red, the second one for the green, and the third one for the blue. Okay, so now a challenge for you, like a short quiz. If you understood the RGB colors, how can we create the yellow color? Which combination would give you the yellow? Write in the chat which option you think is the correct one, to see if you got this, okay? Wait, okay, a lot of different answers. This is interesting. Okay, some of you got it. Some of you were almost there. So yes, it's the last one. And why is the last one? Because to create a yellow, we need two colors. We need a combination of colors. And I put this image on the right corner to give you a hint. So to create this yellow color, you need the red and the blue, and you need to combine them to create the yellow one. And if we remember the RGB colors, the first one stand for the red, and the second number would be the green, and no blue. We don't want blue in this one. So that's why the C is the correct option. Great for the ones you got it, and for the ones you don't, just don't worry. I will practice it one more time. Now, how can we create the magenta color? Check this image here, the RGB colors, which option should be the correct one? Text it in the chat. Yes, good. Yeah, you got this, you nailed it. Okay, so the correct one is the C one, and that's because what we just said. We need a combination of two colors, and those colors should be red and blue. So the first number and last number. We got this. So understanding that gives you a whole different view of how you see colors, because you can play with the combination of these three colors, the red, the green, and the blue, to create, for example, your favorite colors, the ones that you have, say, on the table or your computer, or a plant, for example. So by playing with those intensities, you have a darker blue or a purple or red, orange, and so on. So you can manage to create the ones you like. You don't have to learn this by heart. You just need to understand how it works and more or less find the ones that you like. So now that we create the smiley face, we got this. And now that we learned the colors, how do we use it? Now we want to implement it in our code. That's why I told you to save your smiley face. Now we go back to our app and the project, you just create the smiley face. And the question is, how can we put some colors in our smiley face? So we do it something like this. We need somehow to tell the computer, okay, take this specific color and put it to this pixel. And how do we do that? So the first option is that we take the blue color or the RGB combination that gives blue color and put it to every single specific pixel we want for blue. Or we create something that is here, a variable. A variable, maybe you know what it is, but it's basically you just take a name, in this case, say I, and you set it specifically to some type of information. And you have to create a variable when this information is sort of long and you are going to use it more than once. So of course, this I word is much more shorter than this whole number that you have to write more than once. It would be super tough and time consuming. We want to be fast, efficient, and we want to do it using variables. So in this case, we say I is equal to this specific combination, and it gives you the hint that is blue for the smiley face. And then we do it with the mouth. We say mouth is equal to this specific color. So first, and before you write it, sometimes we get the question, oh, can we write it at the end? And no, we can't, because we first need to tell the computer, okay, this is the information I want to store in this variable, and then you call it somehow. You want to use it afterwards. You first need to say the variable, and then you use it. You cannot first use it and then say the variable, because then the computer won't understand where it's coming from. So we say I is equal to open 0, 40, and 255. And you can play around with these numbers again. You can, yeah. We'll say 255, 30, and 7. You can play around with these numbers again. So now that you create the variables, the way you attribute it to the specific line of code is saying, instead of saying, okay, m row 2, column 2 equal to on, we remove the on and we set it equal to the I variable, which contains the information of the color we want to put in there in the I. And that's basically how you do it. You just have to change the on for the variable you want to put in that specific pixel, which is a color in this case.
Andrea, someone in the chat's curious about why you picked that color value.
It's just random. Let's say that we change it. And the good thing about the variables is that if you change something, you don't have to go to every specific line of code you use it. You just change it at the beginning and that's it. It changed everything else. So say that I want some green in the eyes. So I need to use a higher green number. Instead of 40, I'm going to use 255, and I'm going to lower a little bit the blue, for example, which is the last number, if we remember. Let's say 150. I'm going to finish here, changing my variables, and then we see which colors I got. Mouth. And also, I like blue eyes. I think it's nice to have a robot with blue eyes, but you can have purple eyes if you want. And yellow smile. It's up to you, up to your imagination. Okay, I think I'm done. I'm going to run my code with the run button, and then I'm going to preview it. See how it looks like. Now I change a little bit the numbers. Nice, I love yours. I like it. Yeah, so change as you like, modify as you like, and it's up to you, up to your likes, up to maybe say that you have a pink t-shirt today and you want your creation to match your t-shirt. Well, use the pink color in your creations, and that's how it works. It's up to you. So now we learn how to use variables and how to attribute it to specific lines of code. That's awesome. There is a question, I think. I want to ask if you need to specify the emerald. No, you don't need to specify that you want to turn it on, because if you apply a color other than transparent or non-color, then the computer or the app will understand that you want to turn it on and apply the color. So hope that answered your question. If you don't, just let me know. Yes, good. So let's continue. Now that we learned how to turn on a pixel, how to use variables, and how to use colors, the question is, how can we do this? How can we turn on our matrix into a rainbow, basically? So I'm going to save my project. Remember, here in the right corner, save it. Yes, it's saving. Okay, and to do this, I encourage you to create a new project. So I'm going to close this one. I'm going for the plus button, and I'm going to create a new blank project. So we have more space, okay? Okay, so this is the way we can do this. And if you look at it at the first sight, it looks a little bit different, but this is how it works. So I'm going to introduce you, or maybe not, maybe you already know it, to a for loop. What is a for loop? So basically we're saying to the computer, for call in range 0 to 8, so it means for columns, instead of call, it represents the columns of the matrix in the range from 0 to 8, and do the following, okay? So it's like a function that we're saying, okay, take all these specific columns and do this and this and that we'll look at it. And a common question we get is why from 0 to 8 if it's until 7? So the first one, the first number, the 0, is inclusive, so it will contain the 0 column, which is the first one in our case. But the last number, in this case the 8, is exclusive, meaning that it won't take the 8th column, that in this case it doesn't exist. It takes until the 7th. So if we put a 7 here, it won't take the 7th, it would take the 6th one, this one. That's why we put one more, so we take all of them for this specific design, of course. Yes, so now we have to change a little bit our code, which says, okay, M for the matrix, the 0 for the column, row number, and then instead of putting a specific number of column, we say call. We use the same word as you see here. And it says, okay, basically we are saying, go from the beginning and apply this color, which is red. Then go to the second row and take all the columns in range from 0 to 8, and put it to orange. Then go to the second, in this case, I say third, but in the second row, take all the columns and put it to the yellow color. Then, and so on. And you go to every specific row and put it to the whole row, put into this specific color. And this is a much faster way to take all the pixels you like in a row and put it to the color you like as well. Because imagine if you go to every single pixel in a row, one by one, it would be super long, super time consuming, and we don't want that. We want to be fast. We want to create something nice in a time effective way. So let's get into it. Let's see how it works. So for call, which represents all the columns, in range 0 to 8. Remember, the first one is inclusive, the second one is exclusive. So here, you have to pay attention to this spacing. This is intentional. We need to set this space before we start writing our code. And this is the way the computer understands that all these lines of code goes inside the for loop, applies the for loop. So that's why we need to give the space, okay? So yeah, M0, open again, and instead of putting a column number, we say col, which takes all the columns, and we put it to the R. R represents red, orange, yellow, and so on. Again, you can play with variables or other combination of colors. But yeah, this is just an example. So this would be row number 1, and then column, cross it, yellow, and so on. Remember the space before the line of code. Okay, so it's equal to green, or no, I messed it up. First is orange, but yeah, it doesn't really matter. You can do it as you like. 3 column. I mean, sometimes you could think, okay, but I need to write a lot of line of code. But compared to the ones that you should write if you want to go pixel by pixel, it's much more or less. So and with the time you could get faster and faster. Okay, so we have the A 5 column. I have 2 more to go. We have blue, I think, yeah. Oopsie, I put 53. That's wrong because we don't have a 53 row. Yes, 6. If you are done, show it in your cameras or in the chats. I would love to see it. Okay, we have purple and 1 more to go. And of course, remember to save your project. We'll work with it afterwards. Magenta. Yeah, I think I'm pretty done. So I'm going to write it and I'm going to preview it. And this is how you use a much more effective code. Oh, I see a lot of chats. Okay, done. Nice. I'm so happy you made it. And this is just the beginnings, guys. Now you learn about very basic Python, variables, colors, and now for loops. That's fast, I would say. Nice. If you want to share your project, you can share with the app, with the community, so we all can see what you have created. You just have to tap the share button. But yeah, before we finish, I think time is running, but I want to show you what is animations, how to use what we just created, but give it some movement to it. It's very, very easy. So I'm going to introduce you to the animation function. So the app contains some animation. It's an animation function that we provide to you, so you can use it whenever you want. And it works basically like this. So we say A equal to animation, not brackets, but the other ones. So why A? Because it's a variable. We, instead of writing every time we want to use the animation function, we just need to write the A. So we create a variable for the animation, and then we say, go for this matrix to this specific row, this specific column, put it to the color aqua. And after that, we say, okay, A dot add a frame. And then we say M. What does it mean? So the A goes for the variable, which is the animation function. And then we say add a frame underscore frame. Add a frame. And then M, which is the matrix we are using right now. So the computers understand, okay, I'm in this matrix. You want these pixels to do some sort of animation. That's what we are saying, right? So the question is, how do we apply to what we just create, which is this kind of rainbow? We do it in this way. So as you can see, we don't have to make big changes to our code. We just need to first create the animation variable, which is in the first line of code. And then at the very bottom, we apply it basically to the metric we are working with. And while we create the variable at the beginning, just as I previously said, I need to first create the variable, first call it, and then use it, okay? So I'm going to create A equals to animation. Remember the A is with a capital letter, animation. Yes, and you see that when I write it, you can see like a pink color, it takes into it. Yes, and then at the very end of my code, I'm going to set space and then a dot add underscore, underscore frame. And then in the brackets, I'm going to put M, representing the matrix I'm working with. And then I'm going to run it. Let's see how it goes. And that's it. That's how you can go for a no movement creation of your own to give a lot of animation in a very nice way that I'm the ones that earns the ImagiLabs and use the animation afterwards. I'm pretty sure that your friends will ask you how you did this. And you'll say, okay, I did it with Python and with animations. So that's nice. And these are other examples of animations you can create and you can get, oh wait, let me see if I have a question. Yeah, you can use the animation code for a smiley face and also in everything else you create, just as this one that I'm showing you on the screen. So you can get inspired, of course, and yeah, just get creative and create what you want and then use animations. It's very fast to update it and modernize it. Yes. So before we go, we have a couple of minutes left, but I'm going to give you this challenge. Wait. Which is we want to create the elevate hack scrolling phase. So if you see, it says elevate hacks. It's a scrolling phase, and here I gave you the solution, but I encourage you to do it. It's a very nice challenge, and you can wear it in the magic charm if you earn it. I'm going to save my project, of course, first of all.
Yeah, and also, once you're done, Andrea, I have already shared the Google form link in the chat for this workshop confirmation, and I can share the QR code too. So please fill out the form if you were here till the end of the workshop.
Yes, no worries. Nadia, if you can share also the link, the
Yes.
feedback form. Yeah.
Actually, it's not crucial that we do our own feedback form right now, but I'm going to share these slides essentially. So there's a comment that says, can you go over the animation codes? I'm just going to send right now. We have a whole crash course that pretty much includes everything that Andrea just went over. I'm going to link that. Just give me 30 seconds.
Yeah, exactly. That's really nice. Yeah, as Nadia said, if you go to the very beginning of the app, we guide you step by step how you can start your journey with Python and start creating things. And the more you go, the more you learn. So that's really nice. I encourage you to do it. And also, please share your creations afterwards. I'm going to run it and preview it. I'm going to share with you so you see it. So you share the top button. I think it's there.
You may have to click publish to share it within the app.
Yeah, exactly. Publish.
Just so updated it. Our apps are changing like truly every week. Our iOS developers are working really hard.
Yeah. So you can choose the color of the frame, the ones that you like. Say I'm going to choose this one, green or yellow, yeah. And then tap next, and I'm going to publish it. So you can see here is my creation, but there's a lot of people. Oh, nice, some smiley face. I love it. Nice. So here you can see your friends' creations or some people that are very talented, your own, and you can like some of them, be creative and get inspired, of course. It's up to you. It's up to what you can imagine. So a big thank you to all of you that attended. I hope you like it. I hope you learn a lot. We learn a lot, actually. This takes a couple of days to learn and to really grasp it. But yeah, this was a very nice way to introduce you to Python and to the tech world. So
Thank you
as I
so much.
understood, yeah, no worries. As I understood, one of you will take an ImagiCharm, right? One of these.
No, actually, in the team, it can be up to 4 people who can win an ImagiCharm.
Okay, nice. That's better.